Thank you for the follower. The following midweekers. Very kind of you. Always a nice way to start a stream. Yeah, I lucked out and was able to get it digitally. So, figured I might as well give it a shot. I own them all on PC, but it's really neat having it on console again. It is, but if you got connections. I was able to get this and the the standalone expansion for it, the F.E.A.R files. So, yeah. And I bought F.E.A.R 2 because it was on sale for $5, and I'll buy F.E.A.R 3 if it goes on sale as well. Otherwise, if I play through the whole thing, I'll just play F.E.A.R 3 on PC. F.E.A.R, as I called it. Alright, just double checking. I was putting in a request with WBPR with Gotham Knights because they dated it. October 25th. You like my start screen here? My going live? These are all little things I made and can move whenever I want. Well, I didn't make them. I found logos, and I can put them wherever I want. And if it's a 360 game, I'll have the 360 logo here. Just to show I'm playing back compat mode. Yeah, I really love the Arkham games, and getting something similar to that with different play styles and co-op is very exciting to go alongside the Suicide Squad game probably next year. My review for Legend of Right went up, by the way, and boy is that game good. It's a kid's game, but it's an excellent one. Alright, anyway, let's go. Hello. Welcome. This is I have to be in the options menu or else it goes into its little video. This is First Encounter Assault Recon, aka F.E.A.R from Monolith. It is now owned by WB. They weren't at the time. This game has like 10 publishers, which is why you can't buy it digitally anymore. And I had to luck into being able to get it. But yeah, I remember this game being great. I have no idea how the 360 version is going to hold up versus PC. If it's really bad, maybe I'll just install the PC version and be able to do it at 60. But yeah, this series, I like this whole trilogy. They end up being pretty different. Goes a little more like the occultish, over the top. I'll start at moderate. I remember this game being legitimately hard. So I'm not going to push the difficulty on this one. Yeah, I hear you, Somnia. It's a really good game. A high-level alert has been issued. Mission F.E.A.R team to report for emergency briefing on the situation. You have just been transferred to the unit as Point Man. This will be your first assignment with F.E.A.R. I have not played this game in a while. First Encounter Assault Recon, aka when they really have an acronym in mind and try to figure out how it works. Sierra Entertainment. That's how old this game is. If you look up the publishers for this one, there's a lot of them. Frame rate looks good on the F.E.A.R. Wow, is this running at 60? There's no way. Maybe this video is. Game's creepy. Obi-Wan photos. Looking forward to that one. Moon Knight soon. A few more weeks. Halo in a few more weeks. We're eating on the TV shows to watch. I ended up working like 6-7 hours on the podcast last night. Yeah, this is running at 60. I'm in love. We're coming back for it's crazy how much these models still hold up. Yep. I love this. I really loved Shadow of Mordor, and I really liked Shadow of War quite a bit, but it was too long. Kind of gets stretched too thin. Really interested to see what they do next with was it Wonder Woman? I imagine they're going to make an incredible Wonder Woman game.
Sorry to wake you, Senator. It's about Origin.
What happened?
There was an uprising. F.E.A.R has taken command of the prototypes.
Not Paxton Fettel.
We can
The
still
original
resolve
Inception.
this discreetly, but we have to move fast.
Oh, all right. Let me...
All right,
A
fine.
few calls.
Ooh, F.E.A.R 1 and F.E.A.R 2 were both FPS boosted. I did not know.
This wacko's name is Paxton Fettel. He's the key. If we contain him, we contain the situation.
Fucker's got an appetite.
I think he has an agenda. It's not just recreational. He's getting something out of it.
Essential vitamins and nutrients.
Man, I love FPS boost.
What's his story?
Property of Armacam Technology Corporation. They're working on a military contract to develop an army of clones that respond to a psychic commander. Top secret, of course. Fettel is one of the
Top
commanders.
secret.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. This is why nobody takes us seriously. Military clones.
A full battalion of them. Highly trained and heavily armed.
A battalion? What are we supposed to do against 1,000 super soldiers?
Like I said, we put Fettel down and it's over. Fortunately, the whole point of the program is to give commanders
Finally found the
first-hand
last,
knowledge of the
Rockstar
battlefield
camp.
without putting them in danger.
These have been
That
Circle
means we
K
should be able to
exclusive.
corner the bastard
finally
without
found
having
one.
to wade through all those soldiers.
How
So
do
now
we
I got
find him?
all 5 up there.
Armacam implanted a transmitter in his head. Should lead us right to him.
That's awfully convenient.
Assuming it does what it's supposed to. What about you, buddy? Ready to go to work?
I don't
Pen in the
talk.
field? Are you crazy? He just transferred in a week ago.
You've seen his training results. His reflexes are totally off the charts. I think he can handle
I'm from
himself.
Chicago, in
Whatever,
case you
man.
can't
It's your
tell.
call.
Doing a one hell of an accent.
Goddamn right it is.
Go have ourselves a chili dog.
Fine.
Let's roll.
Ah!
What's the first name?
What do you remember, brother? Oh. Metal Gear flashbacks.
You will be a god among men.
They look like claymation.
We've tracked Fettel to
Ooh,
an
I love you,
abandoned building
FPS
just up
boost.
ahead. No sign of enemy activity on the satellite, but don't take any chances.
Ooh.
Jankowski, you in position?
Oh, acceleration.
All right, move it out.
Situation. A high-level alert has been issued. Mission. F.E.A.R. Team is to report for emergency briefing on the situation. You have just been transferred to the unit as Point Man. This will be your first assignment with F.E.A.R. Investigate area for signs of Paxton Fettel. Better than Paxton Fennel, am I right? My wife hates Fennel. I love it. This is slow. We're gonna have to move it a little. I have no idea how much that's gonna change things, so I'll start out low. Gore, yes. I want to chop people. All right, let's see how this goes. It starts accelerating really quick. B melees. Why is... How do I... So... Click in the left stick to duck. Click in the right stick doesn't do anything. I'm guessing I can't change any of my controls. Yeah. You're just stuck doing whatever they wanted in these old games. You weren't as good as PC, so you didn't get to ever change anything. Thank you, FPS. Wow, that fire is definitely going too fast because of FPS boost, but I bet they didn't care. Woo! Oh, I give it a good old 1-2. Hold X to activate. It's a door. You can just say to open door. Whoop. You do get some weird physics things with FPS boost. Uh-oh.
Hey, bro. What took you so long?
Oh! I'm gonna die a horrible death, bro. Alright, Sebastian Jankowski. Whoop. My guy must be very wide, because I keep hitting things I'm nowhere near. A health booster. Yeah. Old building's just full of tons of illegal drugs. And I take them without hesitation. Because I am Point Man. Yeah. Mom? Oh. Whoop. My footsteps are only in my left ear.
Why did you bring me here?
What? It's really disconcerting. My footsteps are only on the left side of my head. So I keep thinking there's someone to my left. Alright, I'm just gonna have to...
Why'd you bring me back?
Why wouldn't I? You're a nice man. Alright, make sure things... An email. I put in an email to WB about the Skywalker Saga and about Gotham Knights, so... Hoping I hear back about those. Square Enix, WB, Rockstar, like the big three that we're still building up things with. I got back for Blood from WB, but that's been it for all three. Like we're on the list as a possibility for Strangers of Paradise. Wait, how do I get to my gun? Oh, there we go. Blap. Oh, there's no aim down sights. Oh, there is. Keep clicking the right stick. All right, sorry I throw a random grenade. Oh.
Hold on a second.
Oh. Thank you. God, I hate hearing myself walk only in my left ear.
You ready? Go!
Stiffly go up. Ah, he's already dead. Yet he somehow opened that door.
You were born here, in this place.
Oh my goodness.
Jin, we need you up here.
Oh, you're still fine.
Looks like we're too late, boss. Just leftovers.
The transmitter signal's coming.
Are you hungry?
Gotta be
Aw.
around here somewhere.
Not only dead, he's bald.
I'll wait
That's
here for Jin.
unfortunate.
You take a look around.
Sure. I'll look around while you wait there and die. Why is it only in my left ear? It's so disconcerting.
Get going.
Whoop. God damn it. Brother! Oh, no. Hey, look, it's the GT7 Tokyo background. I kid. I do wonder, are we still in the Xbox has to prove themselves realm of things when they were the top, and I really don't care much about Metacritic scores, but they were the top average Metacritic score publisher for last year. Activision Blizzard was actually number 4 and Bethesda was number 5, I think, or reversed. Or does it not count yet? Because I know people are always like, oh, we gotta wait, we gotta wait, we gotta wait. It's like, well, I mean, no, the last few years have been great. This year is gonna start slow, but they'll keep adding things to Game Pass to cover. Either they get things you want or they don't. It's hard to satisfy everyone, but then they've got, you know, multiple big games coming later this year that we already know of. Like, they were going to have Stalker earlier in the year, and then that got delayed, and now thanks to the war in Ukraine, who knows or... Ah! I was pressing the trigger to shoot. Also, he animated really weird. I don't know, people are ridiculous.
The dead man's name was Charles Haberger. I remember him.
He's delicious.
Dark memories, mine or hers. It makes no difference. He deserved to die. They all deserve to die.
Oh, we just had another review go live. So,
Come in. Over.
certainly a review.
What's going on? I've lost Fettel's signal. Comcast, this is Den Mother. I hope you aren't busy. We've got a situation down at the harbor. What kind of situation? We located those soldiers you were looking for, but we're under orders not to
What?
engage until you...
The acceleration when you start...
Understood.
Whoa!
I've got 2 birds en route to your
You keep going.
You should have a visual shortly. We'll be ready.
So shimmery. Yeah. It's just supposed to leave. I was sitting here. The concept that he was just here hiding with a friggin' 2x4, waits for me to walk up and then just cranks me in the face. Says a few words and then skedaddles is very dumb and funny. Good looking glass. But backtracking through a level is a very 360 and before era thing when games can only be so big and textures are very large. I really keep thinking there's someone behind me.
Hey, back already? See anything?
You guys about done up there?
I did.
Our day's just getting
I
started.
saw Paxton
Boys run
Fettel.
along. I'll be busy here for a while.
You will? Oh.
I've tried to forget. I've tried so hard to forget.
I tried so hard to forget. Oh, fuck!
These men are from F.E.A.R. They're special attackers to our unit for the duration of this
I'm turning down Elgato. Holy shit, that's loud.
That's the nature of the threat.
I can't.
Our job is to keep them alive. Do not engage the enemy. Remember that we are not dealing with ordinary bad guys.
Okay, can I get out of this?
Team 1 will move in from the southwest. Team 2 will approach from the north. Once our recon is complete,
Oh, we turned that down even more on my end.
further orders.
Whew! Holy shit.
Saddle up.
Ooh, mixed that. Holy Christ, I had to go to -30 on Elgato so that it wasn't peaking all the way anymore. Fudge me. God damn. This game was like the graphical benchmark on PC for a while. I wonder how it looks on there. Like, people probably fully modded it up to look insane. Whoa. Some weird audio in this game. Get away, I'm the point man. I go first. Me.
I'd send one of my boys, but I think we need a specialist for this one.
Oh, we're full of sarcasm on our shoot people to death missions. We don't do professionalism in video games. We just do sarcasms. No running. Why do? Nothing.
Find that gate control yet?
No. You see the freaking gate open? If I found it, it would be open.
Come on, we ain't got all day.
Brrrr. God damn it, shut up. But people always say, like, older games were better. Games used to be great. Now they suck. And it's like, you go back and you actually play them, and boy, are they rough. Okay. I gotta admit, I have no idea where to go. I don't actually see anywhere to go. How would you just be stopped by a gate? Okay. Why don't you walk over here, you lazy shit? Give me a stim booster. Reflex booster. I now have permanently longer reflexes. Wait, is that literally all that's in here? Come on. Yeah, can't even fucking... There's no mantling or anything. Dun 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 dun. Oh, okay. Well, that's easy. Dun 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 dun. This is F.E.A.R. First Encounter Assault Recon. Played with FPS boost on a Series X. The 360 version of the game. You can tell if I go... Boom! I'm on a 360. It's always weird. But neat. Yoink. Oh, he got the gate controls! Hey, way to go, princess! Whoa. Dun, 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 dun. So many... They always felt they need to put in doors everywhere. You're all dead before I get back. And yeah. Oh, that was easy. You guys suck. You know... I said I just gotta go in there. I can see the memory of them getting... Alma! No! The founder, F.E.A.R. No! Oh. Oh. That was easy. You can always see the ambition versus the limitations of the hardware. Hey, how's it going, man? You good? You're just gonna die now? Oh. Okay. Your grenade! You son of a bitch, you did. I came from the door! No. The door! Shit. Where are you? Been hiding. Come on now. Ugh! I'm pretty strong. I don't think there's anything actually in there. Keep thinking I'm hearing someone. Whoa, fuck! How you doing, man? What's mine? No, it's just a phone. I really keep thinking I'm hearing somebody walk behind me, and it's just a goddamn my own footsteps in the left ear. I wonder if it's because DTSX is on. Let me change it and then completely forget that I changed it. Windows Sonic. How do you sound, Windows Sonic? Just, you still sound like you're in my left ear. What the fuck? Stereo and compressed. Nope, just sound like you're in my left ear. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna have to get used to it. I use DTSX for pretty much everything, except for I'm playing a lot of Halo, and then I'll put Atmos on for that because it has it built in. If a game has Atmos built in, it sounds the best. Wise medikits, alright. Whoa. Almost feels like we're just going to put in these little pieces of wood because we can. Night mechanic. Anything over there? If you drop down here, is there any way to get out? Oh, God, it's really hard to go up and down. It's very slow. Eat shit! Little pallets or shit are you hiding behind, you Flank me. Flank you! Got him. How the hell do I activate my reflexes? It has not told me how to activate my reflex, my bullet time. God, why do I have an SMG only? Whoop! I want the stake gun. So why is medikit? Left trigger is grenade, right trigger is shoot, right bumper changes gun. So maybe the left bumper is slow time. Dirt, 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 dirt. Oh. Ow, that crackling sound hurts. Burr, 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 burr. Yep, left bumper, slow down time. Eat shit! What made this game so good? Eat ass! For some reason, your bullets do way more damage if your reflexes are high. Ow. Remember this game being very tough. I was also a lot younger. Probably didn't help. Eat shit! Leave some grenades out for the hell of it. Ooh. Very floaty movement. How's it going? Blah, 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 blah. Burst fire. My bullets do more damage if I'm in slow motion. I have no idea why you hit so hard if it's in slow motion. It never made any sense, but it was always great. That's probably why they did it. Operates on the old Quake classic armor and health system. Yeah! Yeah! Nope, can't jump through this one, I guess. Stupid little piece of wood keeping me from jumping in. Dun, 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 dun. Goodbye. Whoa. Movement is weird with the controller. They definitely had not locked in it at all. Game Park Animal Shelter Simulator premiering. Okay. Definitely a PC game. Some companies don't recognize the preferences you set on information you're interested in. And they just send you everything. And you feel bad if you don't freaking look at it, but you're also like, well, we don't cover PC-only things. They have to be on Game Pass, like Total War 3 Warhammer, or Total War Warhammer 3. We would have covered, because it's on Game Pass. What's a gun? Ah, it must suck to get to work to have to always jump across the cargo. You didn't die. Ah, he was limping, though. Really good bullet reactivity was a big thing for making F.E.A.R. fun. It was one of the first games that you really felt like you were doing damage, and then you get weapons that could just tear people's bodies apart, and it helped the inner sadist in all of us. Whoa! Every time it does a checkpoint, it pulls me to the right. These are the weird broken parts of FPS boost that they always talk about. Why it doesn't work and everything. Because so many games' physics are tied to their frame rate and stuff. You know, I've never thrown a frag grenade in real life, but I bet you they don't make a friggin' little shockwave like that. Because frag grenades are all about fragmentation, which is the casing of the grenade explodes and sends little metal chunks everywhere. And that's most of the damage. It's not some little friggin' gravity warp bubble. It's so quiet. Older games were quiet a lot. Like, very quiet. Oh, shit. Double pistol, double... Old games also really had a thing about akimbo, which no one does in real life because it's very hard to be accurate. But they don't have a reticle. Aw, that looked good. It's so dusty! I'm going through ammo pretty quick. They're very big guns. Yeah, I'd be terrified of throwing a real grenade. Even though I'm an American. 10. Ah. Love how you got the friggin'... You got a little red dot sight, but instead of bringing it up as a red dot sight, you just raise it up a little bit. Jesus Christ. Of course, no running. Whoa. Stop pulling me forward. Oh. Oh, no. Paxton. I mean, Jankowski. Idiot. Why'd you die? Rah! Jankowski. You would say any more field goals to kick and an I in your name. Oh, no. Oh, no. Random skeletons.
Someone there.
Hopefully there's some interesting multi-platform stuff today. It is weird. People keep saying, I really wish we could get Xbox state of play style stuff. I'm like, have you realized that most of the state of plays aren't good? The PlayStation showcases are the big ones. Oh. Ah! Mommy, no! Alright, you know, I'm not scared. I'll stand here. Ow. I died. Was I supposed to shoot her? Ow. I think I was supposed to turn and run, but I wanted to show how tough I was. Yeah, we're on the maybe list for Final Fantasy Origin, Strangers of Paradise. But that one's so close now, and we haven't got it that I don't think we'll get it. I think we gotta prove ourselves to Squeenix PR with more coverage of their stuff ahead of time, maybe? I don't know. Or just get bigger. It's probably just get bigger. It's what it was with everyone else. Wow, this is a really far back checkpoint.
Is someone there?
Alright, this time I'm gonna turn and run. Or wait. I'm running! Leave me alone, Mommy! I was trying to be a tough man and stand near you. I'm sorry! Oh, these load times are so good! Everything about playing games on 360 and even Xbox One suck because of load times.
Doesn't appear to be injured, although I don't know how he survived.
He went 500 feet in the air and he's A-okay. Jankowski, though, boy, is he dead.
That fucker out, fast. Jet, keep looking for Jankowski. I'm still reading his life.
Keep looking for him. I'm gonna have another one of these Chicago Dags.
Crazy.
He can take care of himself. Now move.
He's our point man. Don't worry about him. Go Bears. Vroom vroom, bye. Oop. Aw. Oh, God, it's really hard to turn around sometimes. It just takes forever.
Looks like I'm not going to be able to send you any reinforcements for a while. My helos just got diverted to Armacam headquarters. Nothing.
Armacam.
No shit. My people are right in
I
the
don't chat
middle
it.
of it. I hear you. I wish I was calling the shot.
I hear you. I'm on the radio, and I hear your voice coming through it.
Looks that way. I'm a little short on detail. I guess
I'm a little short on hot dogs. Whoa. Those move pretty well. You just get so used to everything from this generation animating like shit. Whoa. That's a weird graphical bug. Look at that level of detail. So many technical shortcuts for games on this generation. I love you, FPS Boost. You're the best. Ooh, another incredible voicemail.
You have one new message.
Mike, what the hell's going on over there? It sounded like an explosion. I can't get through to anybody. Call me back.
End of messages.
Bam. What storytelling? Dynamic. Yeah, this looks fantastic for a 360 game, thanks to... Well, everything's always so much clearer when it's a higher frame rate. Ow. My headphones popped. Hiya! Hit the hey, hit the hey, hit the. I will say this. I want to play through the Halo campaign again. Oh, there we go. Every first-person shooter I play that doesn't play like Halo makes me want to play Halo again. But I want to show these off again because I love them. Here. So pretty much whenever I'm doing a going live screen, I'm finding the game's logo in a transparent PNG file and putting it on there. So it looks nice. Like, this is just a thing I can put wherever I want. So I just try to line it up by eye. And for it's a 360 game, I have the 360 logo. If not, I can turn it off. It's neat. OBS is very powerful if you just tool around with it. It can be a pain in the ass with breaking. Like, I set up a ton of scenes for episode 100. Ton of different videos of people saying congrats and stuff, and they all worked great. And I tried them last night, and not one of them had sound. So in the end, I'm just giving up, and I'm going to play them all manually, and it'll probably be a bit of the pain in the ass. What the fuck? What is this email I just got? Catty in Meow Meow Land. It's Alice in Wonderland, but with cats. Coming to Xbox on March 30th. A comical point-and-click adventure game. Am I watching? Alright, here. Here, you guys watch this too. So, I got an email for that. I don't know if you think we should try and cover it. I mean, I don't think we should, but, you know, boy, there are a lot of games out there. You know, do I have an easy way to show PC without it? No, I don't think I do, because I'm only on one screen right now. So you'd see all my stuff. But anyways, Catty in Meow Meow Land is coming in 3 weeks, if you're interested. Links in chat. But yes, yesterday was a bucket list type day, Mort. When we started this and when it started going well, that was like, oh no, didn't you just try and kill me? When we started this site, that was like the goal. To one day be big enough and legitimate enough to have the people at Xbox, their PR, and the people that, oh, god damn it, work there look at us as worthy of not praise, but acknowledgement of existence, essentially. Like, you guys are doing it all right. After Friday, after that interview, I've felt the best I've ever felt about what we do. To put it not too spoilery, to be told incredibly positive things from someone so important in the industry is extremely humbling and incredible. Now die. That was easy. Oh, hey, how's it going? I don't want those goddamn SMGs. I want big guns. They go boom. Oh, I wasted a goddamn health thing. Yeah, and it's... really is nuts, man. It's still all volunteer. And yet... I think our initial commitment to not doing clickbait has worked for now. Like, obviously we're not paying everyone's bills without clickbait. Blah. What are you? Oh, same gun. Like, I think the podcast looks really good. I think the discussion on it is really good. Even if guests aren't always the most dynamic at times, we're still able to put a good show on. And when guests are dynamic, like last week's with... I think last week's episode with Mike and Jeff might be like the best one we've had. Like, Nick and John just work off of each other really well. They're, you know... I have to... yeah, it worked. That's neat. Yeah, it just, we don't... And even places where they don't do clickbait in the content, but they do clickbait in the headlines, it bothers me. But I understand it at the same time. It's the way YouTube works. If your majority of your money is coming through from YouTube, that's like the only way you can earn a living. Because otherwise, you will not make enough money on it. You do. Goodbye. But I was thinking, like, and then we've gotten so many reviews out. I gotta look this month. Like, how many? This year so far has been pretty nuts, because how many lines are here? So, line 4 through line 28. So, that's what, 25 actual things? We've done 23 of them. We've only missed 2 of everything that we had listed as wanting to do. The only things we missed were the Anacrusis, because it was more of a game preview thing, so we just played it a bit. And the only other one was Total War Warhammer 3, because we didn't get the code in until real late. It was like days after it released. So those are the only 2 things we haven't reviewed out of the 25 we wanted to do in the first 2 months and a week of the year. And I've got another friggin' 40 things on the list for this year. And those are just the ones we have dates / time frames on. There's still plenty coming that we don't know about or don't have dates. Tunic is coming really soon, but they still don't have Xbox codes for it. So that might be another one where we get like friggin' 2 or 3 days to try and get a review out, which is going to be annoying. I should have just taken the PC code and seen if someone could do it, but I was holding out on Xbox for Nick, because Nick really wanted to cover it, but he would need time. He would need a couple weeks, and he doesn't have a PC that could do it. WWE 2K, I don't think we'll get. It's out in like a day or two, and we've never worked with Rockstar before. It was just my initial emails to them, and they were receptive, but it was not that long ago. Same with GTA 5, Next Gen Edition. I am hopeful on Strangers of Paradise. There's still over a week on that one before it comes out. I don't know what the embargo would be yet. And we're on the maybe list for Strangers of Paradise. Tiny Tina's Wonderland, we're on the should be list, and that one's in like 2.5 weeks. Same goes for Weird West. We should be on the list, and that's a Game Pass game. I've looked into MLB The Show with MLB's publishing arm. I have no idea. And I'm trying to get Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. Those are like the big upcoming ones. I think we're also on the list for Evil Dead, Chernobylite, 2 Point Campus, Sniper Elite 5, Klonoa. I got us on the list for Klonoa and the Klonoa 1 and 2 remakes and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. Nick wants to do both. We're on Bethesda's list. Like we've been told, essentially, you don't have to worry. It should be fine. So that'll be Redfall, Deathloop, and Starfield. I really want to do Redfall and Starfield, and if someone else really wants to do Deathloop, I'd give it up. But the big AAA ones with tight embargoes, I do feel generally I'm going to go with someone who can at least play the game, write well, and then narrate. Because if you can narrate your own thing, it does make it a lot easier for someone to just throw it all together into a video. And if you can do all of it, then it's really good for your chances of reviewing something for us. Well, if you can do all of them on time, I should say. And I get it. It's friggin' hard. You're not getting paid. So that's why I just end up taking on so much myself, because I know I can do it. All right, eat this. Ow! Ow! Jesus Christ, stop shaking! I killed 2 of them. That was a good grenade. Yeah, the new Lego Star Wars game looks nuts. Unfortunately, it sounds like there was a decent amount of, it wasn't the best development time for the people working on it, but they're very happy with it now. That's why it's taken so long. It kind of probably being the last, Star Wars game around these movies, they wanted to make it enormous in the long run, and WB's been seemed to be a bit of a mess internally in, every department, so... But yes, that game looks awesome, and I really hope we get on the list for it. I've reached out to, 3 different PR emails I have that pertain to WB, because I'm just not sure. The main one that got us the code for Back 4 Blood, I reached out to along with the, yeah, I'm hopeful, because I'd love to friggin' review that Lego Star Wars game. I bet you that's one that unless they send it out a full 2 weeks, 3 weeks ahead of time, no one beats, because that thing looks humongous. There's no way anyone's going to get that game with a week to go and beat every single movie. But I mean, you get through half of that and you should know exactly what you're getting into. I beat The Legend of Wright, the RPG time one. It was about 12 hours, and I had 30 hours total from getting the code to the embargo. That's rough and shouldn't be the way things go, but with it being a 2-man team and a publisher that I don't know how big, everything I got was from Japan. I found an Aniplex PR email that was English. It was the only one I could find. And so a month and a half, 2 months ago, I just sent a random email with all our info. Not too long. You never want to make them too long. But it's hey, this is Jesse. I'm the reviews editor for XboxEra. We've got over 11,000 people on YouTube, the number on Twitter, all these stuff. And I give them a link, keep it short. And I say, we'd love to review Legends of Right Adventure Time, or RPG Time, The Legend of Right. And I never heard anything back. And then the day before the embargo, which I didn't know at the time, but it was 2 days before release in general, I just get a random email saying, hey, here's a game code. Here's some, please just don't talk about the very end boss, and this is the embargo time. And I look, I'm like, Jesus freaking Christ. It's 1 a.m. UTC. And I wonder, I was all night, I was the only person on OpenCritic that had reviewed it. Because, I mean, if codes literally went out that time, I can't imagine anyone else was as stupid as me. And, friggin' spent 10 hours straight. Or was it 12 hours to beat it? Yeah, I'm still the only person on OpenCritic. Boop. Boop, boop. There you go. Yeah, Lego games are great. But yeah, I'm still the only person that's reviewed this game, and it's fantastic. But it's a Japanese publisher, a two-man Japanese dev team. It was really hard to find their info. So, like, that's been one of the main things, is just finding how to get in contact with people can be really hard. And when it works, it's so satisfying. Like, when you get it right, it feels awesome. When you find someone and they say, yeah, we'd love to have you cover our thing. That's like the toughest thing has been just finding out how to contact people. Been legitimately hair-pulling frustrating at times. And I know we're friends with Jeff Grubb and we're friends with Jez and all that. And it's like, but I'm never going to ask. I'm not going to say, unless it's a really bad situation. It's like, oh, could you give me a hand? Jeff helped us with one. Like he had one of the companies that was going through some PR changes, and it was really hard to know who to go to. But other than that, never. It feels weird asking people, hey, you guys worked really hard and got all this info. Mind just handing it to me? Like, they're nice people. They probably would. But you feel like a dick. So, I try to avoid ever doing it. Whee! Well, it's really nice looking water on one layer, and then there's nothing. Oh no! Creepy Red Riding Hood. Yeah, I'm curious to see if we get anything for now from Rockstar and Square Enix, because they're both very new contacts, so no relationship there yet. If it's like Stride PR, Dead Good PR, some of the other ones, Devolver, really good, long. We've covered a lot of their stuff, and they're great to work with. But some of the bigger ones outside of Microsoft, who are just always incredibly nice. EA's pretty good, but it's mostly influencer stuff. Ubisoft is maybe the best, because they don't just give you like one game code. They tend to give, oh, this is a 3-player co-op game. They gave us 3 deluxe $120 editions for Rainbow Six Extraction when we reviewed that. They gave us the 10 codes for a giveaway on Far Cry that were all $120 deluxe editions. Like, they're super generous on that stuff. And they're big enough where I think they can just make whatever codes they want. Smaller companies are limited on what they can make or what they can create. Whoa! God, that's bright. Yeah, also, like Microsoft PR, UK is what we deal with because of SICK starting the site in the UK, are awesome. They are so goddamn good. It's like everything we do goes through them. Whoa! And they are the best. No, but he's very dead.
Impossible to ID without lab work.
They can't be him. His light signs are a little unusual, but he's definitely alive.
Huh.
He's gotta be around there somewhere.
I'll keep looking.
Gotta be around there somewheres. And yeah, I mean, that is a hope. Like, Jason Ronald's been on the show, having Phil for a chat. And now people keep saying, oh, it's not really an interview, huh? It's like, it went, don't tell anyone, but it went 12 minutes. It was pretty good. I was really happy with it. Like, it's not short. This is so anticlimactic. It's just like hit him in the ass and he just falls over. Oh, man. Jankowski, no! You were such a needless prick. I'll save you. Those reflections look nice. There's such talent on the graphics team in this game. Maybe not the script or voice acting, but...
She's afraid of you.
That looks so good. For this generation, that looks incredible. It's all pre-baked. Like, none of this is going to be actual lighting, I'm sure, but it's really good baked-in lighting. Yeah, so we've got 13 people now outside of Phil that sent in, legitimate short to some long and hilarious thank you videos that I've been editing together. Like, if they're shorter, I made a compilation of them, and I gave everyone a name and got transitions, and... So I'll be playing all those. I was going to bake them into OBS and have them play as their own scenes, but that just wanted to keep breaking. So instead, I'm literally just going to have a laptop display, have VLC player open, and then friggin' do the transition, quickly press play on the video and try and make it look all nice and smooth. We'll see how it goes. If it looks janky, just know it was unavoidable because I literally have no budget. I just have... OBS and anything I can find to work on my laptop. Wow. I don't remember the physics being that crazy. That definitely seems like FPS boost assisted. Alright, you know what? I don't like you presenting like that. The hell do I get the stake throwing gun? Nail gun, whatever it's called. Ow! Who did that? Son of a bitch!
You have one new message. Hey man, I heard something crazy is happening over there. You alright? Let me know. We're still on for Friday, right? I'll be back, bro.
Ah, what world building? Like I'm in BioShock. I should play the BioShock trilogy on here. That'd be fun. Especially the best one, BioShock 2, Minerva's Den. BioShock 1 and its Would You Kindly was a good twist and all that stuff, but actual like gameplay-wise, I loved Minerva's Den and the whole story and everything around it. BioShock 2 is severely underrated. BioShock 1 severely overrated. It's very good, but it's not like not the way people talk about it. And then 3 is obviously a weird thing. Woo! A legitimately hard WoW raid. How the hell do you even do that now with how good people are? Did I ever tell you I met my wife in World of Warcraft? In a raiding guild. Ow! Jesus Christ. And Van Damme kicking me here. It's the most annoyingly disconcerting sound we can constantly make. The soundtrack. Yep. The only reason I know my wife is because one day I decided to play World of Warcraft, and so I saved up and got a computer. And then I was randomly assigned to the Eldre Thalas realm, where she was randomly assigned. And And one day I was just going through Stormwind, and someone asked if I wanted to raid Molten Core if I was attuned. And I had randomly gotten attuned the week before. So I did. And she was in that guild. And then I was in that guild, and over the months we became friendly. And it was actually a very long time later, after she had quit playing, but had found me and friended me on MySpace, that we started talking again. I was like, I don't really use MySpace. And so then she found me and friended me again on Facebook. And we became friends, and then from there, we're like, I think she might like me. And she was finally like, hey, he gets it. Because I was an idiot who just didn't take the goddamn hint for years. So if I hadn't randomly decided to get a PC, randomly decided to play World of Warcraft, same for her, then I never would have met her. It's weird. Life is weird. The amount of random things that had to happen for me to meet someone from Florida in a video game when I was growing up in Massachusetts. I am very lucky. She actually took the day off yesterday, and she was right there, like recording and taking pictures and stuff for memory reasons during the podcast interview yesterday. It is very nice, and I feel very lucky to be so supported in this, because I couldn't do it if she didn't. Alright, so that gave a checkpoint, so I'm going to go this way, see if there's anything to loot. Nope. So I am very lucky to be so well supported by someone I get along with so well. That worked. They're all dead, idiot. They're loving this shotgun. Yes, that's why it takes off limbs. Yeah, I'm only in Florida because her living here. I was born and raised in Massachusetts. I had been to Florida twice for vacations, but that was it. Oh. Your legs need to come off more. It's fun. Oh, God. Okay. You took it a little too far. Son of a bitch. Okay, I should probably reload you. Oh. Just reloads when you change it. That's easy. Fuck! Ah, I shot the grenade, asshole. How do you like it? Other one's still alive. God damn it, wrong button. I pressed Y to change guns again. Yes. Nail gun. Yeah, it was one big guy and one small guy. So the small guy died right away from the, 4 grenades I threw. I hope we... I don't know that we're going to get on Strangers of Paradise's review list, but I really hope we get on Tiny Tina's. I really enjoyed playing Borderlands 3.
Seeing a substantial mobilization on the satellite.
I'd like to get on that list. I'd like to see a fresher take on it. God damn it, how do you get under there? Most of the grenades really sucked in Borderlands 3, so it'd be nice to have the magic spells that look actually interesting instead of the same dumbass, random, bouncy grenade for the 95th different time. Come on. We have a lot of guest video well wishes for the show on Saturday. Very excited. Some very funny ones. Like, everyone's very nice for doing it, but some people, they went all out. And hey, it's a good idea to go all out. This is a show that's going to have Phil Spencer on it for a period of time. It's a good way to promote yourself while saying congrats to your friends. Ow, you dick. There, get stuck to the wall, you asshole. Yes, you do. Oh, it's so satisfying. Their heads are just stuck to the goddamn wall. The style and the way people talk in Borderlands is always bad. But actually playing Borderlands 3 is very fun. Just good. Oh, damn it, they go away after time. Oh. Well, he had 2 gigantic spikes in his head and it felt great. Shit. Whee! Oh, it's not that deep. I've already put like 20 hours into producing this episode. Setting up, it's very lucky to have pre-drag, because, like, I just have little ideas, and then he has, in friggin' 2 minutes, just whips up something better than I could have ever imagined. Like, all these transitions he made are so good, and he made them fast. It was not long before I asked, hey, could you maybe do some transitions for the podcast? And so he did one for XboxEra podcast, and it looked great. I was like, oh crap, you have the template. Would it be able to do for You Had Me at Hello and Coffee with Cabesa? And bam, bam, just both right away. Like, holy shit, these look so good. Setting up all the scenes, trying to find music. Like, I'm trying to find music that's appropriate, that matches each episode. So, little sneak peek. The one I found for this weekend that I'm going to do is I don't know if you remember the original Xbox Live game demos. They had a sound that played when you were searching through game demos that just hit me in the nostalgia muscle the moment I heard it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to use this one. I opened this and drank it because I wanted to be able to clean it out and throw it up on the shelf with everything else. Just, they're all right up there. So, because I friggin' bought good coffee. I mean, it's Starbucks, but it's an actually good Starbucks that was normally fucking $14, but it was on sale for like $3 or $4 off. So I'm going to have coffee next time I stream. But I'm going to clean this real quick and stretch. I'm going to run a short ad break for anyone that joins so that they don't get an ad when they join for half an hour. I'll be right back. If you're subbed, you can still hear me right now. If you're not subbed, you got there's 40 seconds and then they'd be able to hear me. Oh, my back. Only 4 people subbed right now. It really falls off if I don't stream for a bit. I think the most we had was 10? Something like that. I've never had tips turned on. I have to go through John for all that, and I don't stream enough for it to be worth it. 3, 2, 1, and we're back.
Where is Alma? I don't know what you're talking about. Some secrets get buried deeper than others, but I know where to dig.
Oh.
No, wait! You've got the wrong guy! Hush now, Mr. Moody. The time for talk is done. Please, no!
I got like freaking janitorial interns doing VO. Please, no! Do not kill me! I don't want to die! Ah! I always have to work with such simpletons when I'm voicing evil video games. Alma! Jesus Christ. Don't spider crawl at me like the people making this game just watched The Ring. Or Ringu at that point. I don't think we had remade it yet. Our Hollywood version. Ringu! Blah. That's physics when it breaks, huh? Oh, I did it! I have infiltrated by being pointing at man. I want to get back to the Tomb Raider games, too. Rise looks real good. I cannot... Whoa, hey, why you don't tee-hee at me. Ah!
He deserved to die.
Dirty tricks.
They all deserve to die.
Maybe Paxton, but so do you. And then I'll resurrect you and we can co-op in 3.
A devastating explosion in the harbor this evening may not have been an accident. We have learned that evidence of a fierce gun battle has been found by police.
What are you doing up there?
Several bodies were recovered from the scene with bullet and shrapnel wounds.
Eat shit!
No one is commenting on exactly what happened here.
What happened here, or queer, or proud, and get used to it. Ding ding dong. It's not creepy the 50th time, especially when I get stuck on a like loading checkpoint that zips me to the left. Whoop. Alright.
You have one new message. First message from Ian Hives.
Hi, Bill. It's Ian Hives.
Hi, Bill. It's Ian Hives.
Email. I wish I could give you some more background on this, but it's strictly need to know. Hell, I don't even know what all this is. For now,
Oh.
let's focus on the specific evidence. Absolutely.
Haha.
Maybe I can.
Help us keep this room clean. And there's blood. Tee. I'm vampire. Oh, it's really hard to look down. The game does not want to do it quickly. Is that all that's up here? Come on now. Young blood. Alright, I guess I was supposed to go the other way. Well, thank God I got that world building by going this direction first. And... electrical malfeasance. It is weird they have a jump button. This game does not encourage jumping.
There's something in the water.
What water? I don't see any. Is that water? No, it's just... something in the water here. There's a reason it's murky brown and not very clear. Yep. Mommy. Pooped a little bit. I'm fine. All right, let's go on with our dog. Oh. Oh shit, you really can't see anything. Oh no. Sir, are you okay? Oh. Where's the trigger? Oh. Oh, you're fine. You sat up. Oh, hey. How does he know that the next C game is going to be called Project Origin? What? You hit them before he said that. That's cheating. I'm going to stick your dick. No. Guy to my left. Are you behind me? How the fuck you get the... Goddamn, there's a room to my left, too. Where'd you go? Bitch, bitch, bitch. Ow. Ow. That was, it was one hell of a slap fight we just had. Oh, I got another email. What are you? Overclock it like it's hot in PC Building Simulator 2. I'll pass. Since it's only PC. Well, especially because it's only PC. Oh, excuse me. I played a lot of Borderlands 1. I played way more Borderlands 2. I played a lot of Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3 is by far the best playing, and by far the most annoying story-wise. There's never a good story, but in Borderlands 3, it was an annoying one. But the gameplay was way better than it had been in 1 or 2. Our animations break if we're jumping down and oh, bullet time! Why can't I not jump through this? Alright. Have to open it. .360 no scope. Nothing up here. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Back. Back. Oh, that was worth it. I still cannot get used to hearing myself in only my left ear as I walk. Fire everything! That was a good grenade. I hear you over here. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Eat shit! Damn it. Oh, right in the chin. Level design is good enough where there are 0 waypoints, but I haven't felt lost. A rarity. I say that, but now I kind of feel lost. I've done a circle. I'm just supposed to shoot this, maybe? Environmental hazard. No weapon wheel. Right bumper just always gets you to the next weapon. Handgun up here. Killed all 3 of them with 1 grenade. I'm the best. Saving. Checkpoint. You lost a lot more than 1 man. So it's really weird to make a gigantic iron rod gun. You're a weird organization. This is a weird room. Okay, that's right. That's how they always chop off their entrances and exits. There's no way to see like what the. There's very little UI overall in this game. Like the start menu is just options, which brings you to the exact same options you get at the main menu. Not a lot of options. Oh, my back. And the brass wants me to send in more men, but I don't know what to do. Still dealing with their telepathic link. And we can all go and have ourselves a nice hot dog. Wants the bears. Top tier writing and voiceover right there. Whoa. Controls break quite a bit whenever you hit a checkpoint. Wow. You got me. I'm dead to rights. Well, shit. Maybe he's dead. What?
Fire and rescue guys are here. Once they've got the fire under control, we can check the rebels.
Let them handle it. I need you on standby to head inside Army camp.
Nothing actually in here.
Roger.
I missed something. Never played through the pre-sequel. We started it and it was fine, but we sort of fell off. Probably overplayed Borderlands 2 and all its DLC, so by the time the pre-sequel came out, it was just more of that. Whereas at least 3 had very different, fuck you, invisible shit. He ran off, didn't he? Ow. Stupid multiple angles. Wonder what the hell determines when they just completely jib like that. Ah! Take that! Stupid lightning. Thank God they have an anti-lightning trigger. Or switch.
Alright, it's uploading. Remember that wastewater report I mentioned? There's a little more info here. The contamination seems to originate in the operation. That place is practically deserted nowadays. Probably not a coincidence.
I see a health booster. Yeah, so maybe this... Yeah, what's over here then? Way to get behind those guys or absolutely nothing? Okay. Heard a shotgun blast upstairs. Not gonna go investigate it though. Over and out. Yeah. ASP. God damn it! I used fucking health again. All right, ASP rifle. Actual sniper scope. Probably gonna be absolutely terrible trying to use a sniper in this game, but why not? The remote bomb. Excuse me. Shit. It's a friggin' just a scoped automatic weapon. I don't need that. Now that I think about it, I don't need a scoped weapon in this game on console. PC, sure. What? Nice move. Blap. New Condemned, yeah. That's one that comes up a lot. People want a new one. That's not back compat, is it? I don't think it is. It's another one of those ones that's in IP hell. Yeah, I mean, I am playing this on an Xbox Series X with quick resume and FPS boost available. Oh, it is? Alright. I do it... Unless something is FPS boosted, I have a very hard time going back to it. This is why I lucked out that this one is, because I actually didn't realize that this one was FPS boosted. So F.E.A.R 1, F.E.A.R 2, both FPS boosted. I don't think F.E.A.R is. So for F.E.A.R I'd play on PC. We get through everything. You good or bad? Answer me! Bad. There's shit Predator music. Dylan! Man, I got 5 kids to feed. Thought it was 3. Oh, you got me. I don't have any kids. Benny! Screw you! Quaid. Start the reactor. In position. Come around this corner then, idiot. Yeah, I'm right here. Why don't you quiet down? Don't be a dick to these guys. They're not doing anything. I didn't even hear them talking. I heard you talking. Bye. Ow. Is there a guy down here? Idiot. Oh, there you are. Got him. Let me see if condemned is. Oh yeah, why? Nope, not a screenshot. God damn it. I really don't want a screenshot of the pause menu. The hell's a shortcut for friggin' the store on here? I forget. No, whatever. Let's go home. Condemned. Yeah, there it is. Nope. Come back up. $20. I'll add you to the list to see if you go on sale.
Tomcat, this is Dust 7. I heard somebody needed a ride. Got an HLZ for me yet? I'm showing a decent-sized yard just ahead of my point man's current position. Only problem is there's an enemy gunship sitting there at the moment. I'll keep you advised. Roger.
How's Plant now going by himself and murdered an entire shit? Ow. Boy, that looks painful. I'm sorry, man. Sody pop. Oh, my friggin' flashlight's out of battery. It was always the dumbest mechanic. Whoa. It hurts more if I'm moving faster. Oh, he's dead. Easy peasy.
Looks like the HLZ is clear.
He just went in there and fucking mowed everyone down. Holy shit.
Keep your eyes open for that Blackhawk.
Keep your eyes open for that Blackhawk. His name's Tony Amonte. Great freaking goal scorer. My God, the moves on this guy. Stay clear of Jeremy Roenick, though. He's got a screw loose. Dominic Hasek's a weirdo. Go Hawks! Interval 04.
Dead mother.
That's some good-looking water. All right. Ooh. Thank you, everyone who watched. This was First Encounter Assault Recon. I'll probably be back and finish it up maybe tomorrow. Oh, man. I got more stuff I really want to get to for the podcast and just go through and make sure everything works. Because, what? I mean, today is Wednesday. Still got 3 days. I'm definitely overthinking it, but I don't care. I want to make sure. I want to try and make sure everything works because there's been a few times lately where everything breaks. So, yeah, thanks Somnia and Morton, everyone who watched. Thanks for the follow earlier, midweekers. We're actually up to 246 followers. It's pretty good, especially because I don't get to do this as often as I would like to. As far as more streams, every day I'm not reviewing something definitely I want to be on and do at least 1 to 3 or 4 hours. Somewhere in between, depending on the day. I've mentioned everything before that's possibly coming up, so I should definitely be back tomorrow, either with this or something else. We'll see. I definitely want to get back to Hitman. That's the other one I mainly want to do. I'd like to maybe beat this, Hitman, do some more Halo, probably jump in Elden Ring and Destiny 2 at times. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And thank you guys, and I will see you later. Goodbye.